Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to look at a full day of eating by female bodybuilder Stephanie Sanzo. Eating only 1,395 apparent calories.
What's up, muscle and strength? It's Primeval Labs athlete Stephanie Sanzo here, and I'm going to be giving you some insight into what I eat for breakfast, so stay tuned. Okay, step one.
On her first note, she seems really happy, like happy-go-lucky, you know, enjoying her food. I'm sure there's some pitfalls to this. We'll see. I've not yet seen this video, so let's continue.
One, grab a pan. Step two, figure out what you're having for breakfast. So for me, I will alternate. I'm currently doing the vertical diet, so I'll alternate between steak and spinach and eggs omelette, I guess. So this morning I'm going to do the eggs omelette. So basically, meal one is 3 eggs, ham, spinach, and tomato.
I find it bizarre she's like cooking the ham again when it's already a processed cooked food. I'd much rather see her, you know, cook up some bacon or something. You know, it's going to be a whole unprocessed food. Looks like she's got, I don't know, tomatoes, spinach as well, anti-nutrients, I don't know, lectins, phytates perhaps, tannins maybe. Definitely oxalates in the spinach. I would not consume them under any circumstance. And even if you cook them, steam them, fry them, boil them, what have you, most of the oxalate will remain intact within the actual pan itself. Once you consume it, it'll contribute to the maximum amount of 30 to 50 milligrams of oxalate a person can apparently safely ingest each day. However, this amount in, I don't know, this bag of spinach here will probably be thousands of times that. 50 milligrams of oxalate is found within, I believe, 2 to 3 spinach leaves. Very kidney toxic. Not much fat there, guys. I mean, that's a low-fat diet. 6.5 grams of carbs. Probably won't break the bank, not the biggest deal breaker. You know, she's not eating loads of sugar, I guess, in terms of like direct sugar. But that is a small breakfast. The protein, I must admit, sounds about right for a lady of her size, her activity levels. But obviously, I'm assuming she's eating several meals per day, so she's obviously splitting that up. But the fat intake is particularly low.
Next meal is meal 2, which is a really low calorie meal. I'm going to be having smoked salmon, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, a few different greens, and a drink of orange juice.
I don't know about the greens, don't know about the orange juice, don't know about what salady things there were. I would not eat those at all. It seems here like she's volume eating, which is very common amongst females, especially in terms of the bikini bodybuilding, fitness, physique kind of world. You'll see their plates, their bowls, Tupperware boxes full to the brim with loads of, you know, apparent low-calorie foods. Is that helpful? No. Just spoils from your gut and your body has to get rid of it. It's actually a taxing process of the body to get rid of these. You know, if you think the body can, say, hold, I don't know, 400 grams or 400 milliliters in the stomach at any given time, for the average person, she's significantly overwhelming this amount in her gut. Now, the stomach will stretch, yes. Is it optimal? No. Because you're chasing the dragon. You're trying to get more and more food in because the stomach continues to stretch. Then, to add insult to injury, she's adding in sugar in the form of orange juice to her diet, which is pretty much useless and just dilutes the stomach acids that she'll have in her gut at any given time. Now, these will be about a pH of, I don't know, I couldn't even say what orange juice was, but I'm certain it isn't the low pH level. That is the stomach, which is 1.5 to 2. Now, if you think about that logically, if you're adding in liquid to foods, you're adding in other things as well, you know, lots of high mineral foods, not your body will really absorb much of it because of the anti-nutrients. It's just going to dilute the stomach, which means this food that she's taking in, this 25 protein, 36 carbs, 12 fat, will be very hard to absorb because the stomach acids are not sufficiently activated. Therefore, the enzymatic processes will not commence because protease functions at a very specific, limited range within the gut.
Time for meal 3, which is my pre-training meal. I'm going to be having steak, I'm gonna be having spinach. I'm gonna do carrot, blueberries, or pineapple, but today I'm gonna do blueberries. And then the chicken stock.
So effectively her pre-workout meal is sugar and anti-nutrients, a bit of fibre as well. Again, not useful to eat, not helpful, not nutrient dense by any means. You know, the amount that it says on the label, oh, it's 1,000% your vitamin C, 1,000% your vitamin A, not in usable forms, not in ways that your body absolutely needs or finds useful. I may have made an error there. I think she's actually a powerlifter because she is training like a powerlifter.
So my fourth meal is rice. It's rice. So I skipped a meal today, so I'm gonna have a little bit extra of this white fluffy stuff. So I'm gonna put in chicken breast, which is 80 grams for me, because I find if I go too high in my protein for the day, it actually does the opposite of what I want it to do. Voila! Now it just needs, once again, that sodium. I have just trained and I sweated, so I probably lost a little bit of fluid. So I'm gonna bring all of that back in.
She's on such a low macronutrient intake that I'm thinking, I bet she really, really, really looks forward to this meal. You know, I remember competing back in the day, being shredded out of my mind. No matter what I ate, I just could never feel full. Why? Because I was never satisfied. I was not eating nutrient-dense foods. I was eating, funnily enough, white rice and chicken breast. Have a ribeye, have some eggs. That'd go much further in terms of your satiety factor.
Here we are. It's hot. It's really hot.
So in a day, she's had 108 grams of protein, 112 grams of carbs, 51-ish grams of fat. It's interesting because I don't have any clients at all that are on that low of a food intake. The carbohydrates, I'd say most of my clients are on below 20 grams for sure. Fat, never below 100 grams. Protein, never below 100 grams. Now, it's interesting to see here because this lady is muscular. She does know what she's doing. She has produced a formidable physique in terms of competitive sport, what have you. All I'd really say is the carbs are just so high and the fat is just really, really low. I'd like to see that, you know, switch around a bit. So I'd like to see the carbs below 50 and the fat above 100, especially for the output of training that she is doing. I'm pretty sure now, guys, if you actually listening to this video properly, taking what I'm saying, you'll find that that fat amount is not sufficient enough to provide the fat-soluble vitamins. Fat-soluble meaning, you know, they absorb through fat and they come from fat sources. And that's especially true with animal foods, but you won't find this in most of the food she's eating, with the exception of maybe the salmon, the eggs, maybe a tiny bit in chicken, but that's low fat anyway. That's literally it. So yeah, the fat intake is super low. Never mind. So we have it, guys. We've taken a look at Stephanie's diet, day of eating. Interesting, not particularly. Nutrient dense, a little bit. You know, salmon, eggs. I think that was about it. A little bit of chicken isn't too bad. Yeah, I'd like to see her eat some red meat. I know she is obviously a proponent of the stand efforting vertical diet, which I think is in most cases much better alternative for what a lot of bodybuilders are doing out there right now. All I'd say is the fat intake is super low and she does need some red meat in her. Build muscle and lose fat on the carnivore diet.